Today we're going through some form of power qigong. The main introduction to this type of qigong is that when we use the word qigong or we use the word martial art, it's actually too confined. All these arts, are connected to one another, and one art does not exclude the ideas of the other art. So Tai Chi can be practiced as a form of qigong, but it is a martial art. Qigong can be practiced as a martial art. Yes, it can, but it is a qigong. But there are also arts that are in the in-between, where it's hard to say whether they are a qigong or a martial art. And we're going to look to one of these arts today. Let's first go through some moves. And you sit on your legs, soften the back, soften the neck, open the head, sink in the dantian, you know the drill. Allow the dantian to expand beyond your physical limit. And then you start all over again. Like I said, we first go through the moves. That means that you raise the arms. Notice that the fingers stay close. That's where you end. From here, you move down, palms there, and from there, you relatively slowly push forward. Side view will follow. First, the front view, move up, down, forward. When I'm pressing forward, I'm opening the palm by pressing the palm base forward. Do not relax the fingers because they will crumble. Don't overstretch them either. So you move up. You move down. You move forward. Side view. You move up. You move down. And forward. Relax. Move up. Down. Forward. Open. Notice that I do not bring the hands close to the body. Actually, I feel a curve starting at the fingertip, over the shoulder, over the back, all the way to the lower back. So you do not want the shoulder to make an angle. It should be rounded. The back of the head is involved as well. And then you actually open the entire curve. So I'm not lifting the arms like that. I'm opening this location all the way over the curve to the fingertips, is opening all at the same time. And then I rotate the hands out. Here, the entire curve is being tensed up. And there I go through mid-center of the curve. So I move up, I move down, move out. And let go. I move up, move down, and push out. It should not be an actual push, it's just a movement. My elbow connects to the abdomen. And what I'm actually making is, with a top side down view, is a circle, but inversed. Usually a circle would be like that. Now you put it inside out, like so. Make sure that it's inside out as much as you can. And that, of course, is a difference between men and women. because of the room you have to move, but make sure that you do not lift the shoulders like that. Let them not cramp up. So the back is part of the movement there. Down, forward. And now, and this is a difficult thing, but try to make the movement, the upper movement from the back. Not here, of course. Here as well. So you soften the back. Soften the neck, meaning that the arms move up as well. And there you are. There. So it's not all too complicated, I hope. Up, down, out. Up, down, out. Up, down, out. Up, down. You notice that it doesn't move really slow. Like I said, it's in between a martial art and a qigong. It's both. It's a fighting qigong or a qigong martial art, something like that. Now we haven't talked about breathing. Qigong is always makes use of a breathing method. Yes, you use abdominal breathing and slightly reversed. Actually, the emphasis is on the breathing out part, where you relax downward into the dantian. So by breathing out, you get a full expansion. Do not press, do not force, but just allow the dantian to relax suddenly and expand all the way to the 5 palms, meaning that you are standing in such a position that you can feel the dantian when it's relaxing, that you can feel like a tidal wave going through the legs of relaxation, a wave of relaxation through the legs to the soles of the feet. The palms open up so they connect as well. And you stand in such a manner that the head feels light and open the 5th palm. In between, you just relax that, the palms, that is. You breathe in. You can breathe in as you like. If you want to make it really formal, you can breathe in a reversed abdominal breathing. So the abdomen gets thin while you breathe in. And then when you breathe out, the abdomen expands. Make sure that it does not expand at stomach height, but more or less below and behind the belly button. So what you get is you breathe in, normal abdominal breathing or reversed abdominal breathing, whatever you feel comfortable with, you breathe in, and there you relax. There, relax through the legs, relax to the outside of the arms. There. Breathe in, and you relax. Like so. Boom, it feels like an explosion. There. We blow up. There. Relax, breathe in. Expand into the 5 palms. Relax. Although, even though the palms are pushing forward, you're not, try not to get the idea that you are pushing somebody away or like that. You're just creating some space there. So a side view would be notice that I use sound. I allow sound actually, because if I don't, I relax downward into the abdomen, then this area will tense up. So actually, if you practice this and the neighbors are not knocking on your door, what the heck were you doing? Then you do something wrong. So sit on the legs. Soften the back, soften the neck, open the head. Sink in the dantian. Allow the dantian to expand beyond your physical limit. Let the breathing find its own path. Just relax. And then you move up. Breathe in. There. Breathe in. Try not to tense up in the arms. They're actually quite relaxed. Palm base goes forward, like so. Like extending the fingers, like they want to turn backward again. Breathe in. Breathe in. Breathe in. Build up. Relax. Relax the abdomen and radiate outward to the 5 palms, through the 5 palms. And relax. Now we've talked about the movement. We've talked about the breathing technique where you focus on the part of breathing out, where you actually breathe out into the dantian. And that's the next component, that you focus on the breath, on your awareness of the breath, the trajectory of the breathing. And now if you make a sound, let's say like an opera singer, it doesn't have to be loud. Just make a sound for yourself and feel where the vibration is going. So, wah, you're talking to somebody and you can feel it going through the mouth, actually starting on top of the throat, and you feel the sound wave going out somewhere into the far beyond. Now you want to relax the upper chest. Slow down the sound and allow the vibration to sink through the throat into the upper chest, and if possible into the abdomen. That's where you eventually want to get the vibration. But the most difficult part is relaxing and aligning, very important, the throat, so that the vibration can go from, well, the back of your mouth, so to speak, through the throat into the upper chest. This trajectory is relatively easy. So focus on this. It does mean that you have to slow down. If you talk too fast, then the muscles tense up. And like if the body wants to push out the vocal wave. So slow down. Oh. And feel the voice vibration go down. Now I said you have to practice this slow. You can practice this while talking to somebody. You just slow down and feel. Don't talk weird, of course, but just talk normally, but slow down just enough to feel this being able to relax and the vibration going down. If you find it difficult to understand what I mean, then imagine, you probably are familiar with it, imagine the voice of the Dalai Lama. So I'm not talking about what he says, I have no understanding of that, but how he speaks, how he uses the tremolo in his voice. He resonates throughout his entire body. Well, that's the type of technique that you want. And relaxation of this area is very important for that. Now, why this lecture? Because when you move up and you breathe out, you want to relax while breathing out so that you feel your breath and the vibration of it, the vibration of the accompanying sound. You feel it going down, ending up in the dantian. Let's just try that. Breathe in. Start with relaxing. Breathe in. Start with relaxing the throat area. Focus on the center. It's a very sudden relaxation. So do not push out, move outward with your arms, but relax and radiate outward from the center. Don't focus on the radiating out. That's just so that the mind understands. Just relax and expand. Notice that I am almost there before I release. We're going to speed up. And relax. Okay. So that's the beginning. That's the opening sequence, if you like. Now we have an introductory type of movement because we want to connect what we've just built up to, well, certain movements that are coming. But first, open up wide. Wide does not mean that you spread. You still go slightly forward and you open through the arm. You open the field through the arm. The palm, you can feel the palm and this area of the hand. So you're throwing out your arm like so. Notice it's not going too wide, it's not going frontal. Actually, imagine somebody is hitting you and you do not want to get the fist. You do not want to catch the fist with your nose. So you're coming in between. And it should just be wide enough so that the arm moves along your side. This is way too wide. If you miss the arm, then it's the face. If you're close, then you can move back. That's the basic idea, of course. Well, anyway, first with two arms, because we're going to connect this awareness. Just follow. Notice. Palm outside of the hand, the tiger's mouth on both sides. Now this one is relatively difficult. It doesn't matter whether you have your left arm over your right arm or vice versa, as long as you cross them. But now, if you hold your arms in that crossed fashion and you have them too low, then you will start feeling your lower back. And again, this is an angle. Again, it should be like a curve. So not too high, that's an angle, like so. Not too low, that's a different angle. In between, you can find a roundness. Relax and soften the back. And again, you feel the palm and the outside of your hand there. And then using the back, you open up there. That means that going down is not just moving downward, but you feel like if you're moving out, like so. You're moving out and down, but for now, with two arms. There, you can't go too far if you're moving down forward as well. And then using the back, you explode there. Down, open. Down, open. Down, open. Use the breathing. Good. And now it becomes difficult as soon as we want to do the same thing, but only on one side. What do I mean? Well, you sit through the legs, have a rounded shape. Actually, it should feel a bit like the position of a bear, standing up, of course. Move up. Notice this is where you get hit. So you have to pass through that area. Up. This is the crossed hands position. And use the back, the soft part of the back, to move up again. Then we change. 1, 2, 3. And we change. Notice how the hands cross. Change. There you go. Feel like if the arm is a hollow tube, you are full of qi, and you're allowing the qi to go through the arm and reach the palm. Then you relax, and then again you allow the qi. Don't tense up. Use the back. Here the back gets tense up a bit, and then you relax, release the back. Good. Now these 3 movements are done in one breath. I'll show you in a moment. And you have an accompanying, well, type of control. And that's the air. You slice through the air. Even though your intention is going forward, you still slice through the air with your fingers. And you want to hear the air whoosh, 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 going like that. One breath, meaning that it goes faster. 3 movements connected. And that's one, like so. Continuously breathing out into the abdomen, allowing the abdomen to expand. So we'll go slow, relatively slow, because this is a faster qigong. Try to follow. First build up, sit through the legs, soften the back, soften the neck, open the head, sink in the dantian, allow the dantian to expand. So, you got that? Again, other side. Breathe in, out. It's a very vigorous qigong, as you may have noticed. Relax and relax. Make sure it doesn't become some sort of flapping wings with your arms. It's quite controlled, actually. And the idea of your body being filled with qi and the arms connecting to the dantian like garden hose that fills up to the end is a very valid thing, because if you are too loose in the arms, then it swings a bit. It becomes the wave of the queen. That shouldn't be. It should be, actually, it's quite powerful, even though you are very relaxed. Next movement is a bit difficult. Of course, you build up again. Then using the back, you bring one arm up and allow it to fall forward. I could say you punch, but then you move in the arms. It should be the entire body again being filled with qi, floating out and connecting. So the movement like so, not a controlled movement with the arm, but the entire back, entire body opening up and falling forward into the feet and into the fist. Notice that there is some roundness in the movement. Then you just let it fall, the same arm. It crosses the other side, front view will follow. Again, use the back, out, and then you change sides. One, cross sides, raise the back. Two, three. Three punches in a row, front view. One, just follow the movement. Allow it to fall, maintain the roundness in the shoulder, relax from the elbow down. Two, one down, one up, out. Do not follow too much with the body. Do not throw the fist out with rotation of the body. It just follows a little bit, of course. So I'm starting with this side. 3 counts. 1, drop, 2, 3. Change sides. 1, 2, 3. Actually, it's a bit like in a rowing boat. Now, one thing, we are going to continue this, but one thing is very important, and that's the mindset. If you think about punching, then the body will punch with the arm itself, you know, like a boxer moving out, maybe using the center, maybe not. But we are a qigong. So what you are searching for is the idea of filling out your qi through the arm, like if it's a hollow pipe, and actually towards the palm. But if I were to practice like that, then I would actually lose my qi. It will flow out, so to speak. So what you get there, and the palm connects to the top of the head and the soles of the feet. This palm is relatively open anyway. So what you get, that movement. Only you make a loose fist so as not to lose your chi. And that's why we speak about the punch, but actually you're just filling up your arm with chi, that's all. So again, 3 movements in a row. Use the back. 1, slightly cross over, raise, 2, change sides. One side goes down, the other side goes up, out. Cross over, 2, 3. Restore, start all over again. 1, 2, 3. Good. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. The 2, 3 is relatively connected. That's an energy thing. With 1, I'm filling out and opening up the body. Now I'm actually standing inside an energetic field, so to speak, even though I'm only using one side. Now imagine this side being pressed down, or I have to safeguard my elbow. Somebody wants to hurt my elbow, so I'm bringing the elbow down. Now imagine me standing inside a bubble. Doing so means that one side of the bubble gets compressed. And whatever it is that is filling up that bubble has to stay somewhere. So it moves to the other side. One side empty, one side full. There you go. How does that work then? Well, here's one side empty, one side full. There. Now, when you're standing in that bubble, notice that my arm is not fully stretched. It's quite round. It's very loose. So when I go really fast, my arm will fly out and it will break on the elbow. You have to practice that very gently, and that's good for your joints. But here with one arm, imagine me again standing inside that bubble. That bubble gets compressed, and then it wants to open again. That's that. And then one side empty, one side full. So compress, open up, one side empty, one side full. Restart, compress, open up, one side empty, one side full. Restart, open up. Compress the bubble, release. One side empty, one side full. Breathing, same as before. Into the abdomen. 2 breaths. 3 movements, 2 breaths. Breathe out. There. Compress, breathing in. Breathe out, continue to breathe out. So you notice the rhythm of the 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Good. And now when we go slightly faster, it becomes a bit difficult, yes? Like so. So we've had this one. We've had this one. Now we combine these two. Move up, down. And then, like if you wade your hand through the water, the other arm goes up and you throw it out. Then you relax. Just follow the movement, move up, out. Wade, throw forward. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Now I'll exaggerate. Notice the back. It feels curved because I'm softening the back. When you soften the back, soften the neck, but you soften the back, then it feels like if it's rounded, even though it's straight. And then you unround it. And that's how you lift the arm. See? That's how you lift the arm. There. There. Now you slightly rotate and lift. Like so. Curve, uncurve. Build up. Again, you have built up the tension in the curve. Then you release. 1. Build up. Release. Build up the tension of the back curve. Release. There. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. There you go. 1, 2. Raise. 1, 2. Raise. 1, 2. 1, 2. Raise. Notice that my arms don't go too wide. Again, imagine a punch. When it doesn't hit you, that's enough. There. A lower punch. So you slap with the palm or the side of the hand on that arm. And another punch. You wave it aside while punching in. Again, that's the practical, practice. But we are looking at it from a qigong perspective. However, we do need the ideas from the martial side, because there's a typical thing that this style does. Imagine somebody, I don't have an assistant available, but imagine somebody punching. If I just slap the punch aside, then the other arm will punch me, or he will kick me, or headbutt me, or whatever nasty things a person can do to another person. So I have to stop it right away. That means that my movement does not only go up and sideways, it goes slightly forward as well, meaning that these flapping wings, I press his arm aside while moving towards his face at the same time. There I can hit the other person, or if he evades, I can follow up with the next movement, which could be used to deflect the punch, but could be used as an attack into the neck as well. So you move up against the arm, into the neck, and against the face again. Or somebody is punching, punching again, punching again. And in this case of the last exercise, take the punch away while pressing forward again. Another punch comes, and now you go over the arm and you throw it aside while following up. with this. This can be a punch, or you connect to the elbow of the person. Many variations possible with just a few moves. Like I said, for us, it's important to focus on the qigong part, but like I said, the martial part is very important because it explains why you and how you have to focus. So the last movement is the combination 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, move up over the back. 3, uncurve the back. 1, 2. Notice that I am constantly breathing out. A short breathing in, breathing out. Good. And the last one. Now, first, what are we practicing with this type of qigong? All qigong are the same, but in their sameness, they have their differences, their accents, if you like. So the Wudang qigong that we practice focuses on opening up the meridian system, relaxing the flow of qi, freeing yourself from internal stagnations, and eventually enabling you to open up the microcosmic orbit. This is, the Baruan Jin is not actually a qigong, but in the combination with qigong, what it does, it forcefully opens and stretches and enlivens the meridians. It keeps them supple. Where there are tough stagnations that you cannot free up with the gentle movements of qigong, it just breaks through them with the hypertension and so on. So an exercise type like the Baruan Jin and qigong is a very good combination, and we often practice that. Now, this fighting qigong, if you like, it has a very peculiar thing. It's a very short intake of qi, breath, and a long outtake. That means that you can expel, as they call it, xie qi, evil qi. If you feel you are, well, maybe you're doubting, am I getting sick, yes or no? Do this qigong. You will sweat it out, you will throw it out, you will push the sickness out. You will actually, what you are doing is you are building up boundaries so that the sickness cannot enter the body any further. And that is, and that's why this is quite a violent qigong, violent to your system. And of course, you have to tone it down. And that's where the last exercise of this series comes into play. Of course, it has a fighting application as well. Now, you keep your hand, one hand high at midsection, relaxed. If you feel that you're lifting it, have to lift it, that's too high. If it feels hanging down, that's too low. In between. Then you tilt the hand so that you feel the knife edge of the hand pushing forward. And the palm, as you can see, is relatively opened up. The other hand is lying in the elbow, not with full weight, but you're making a light contact inside the elbow. And then you slide over the first arm out. Notice the other hand, the retracting hand, underneath, laying on the elbow. So notice on your hand, notice the hand going out, this hand, which slides over the first arm, there. Now notice the other hand, what this hand does, while the first hand is going over. It goes back underneath the arm, constantly in contact, and folding up like so inside the elbow. So you go forward, just a gentle movement. This does not speed up. You just make a gentle slide only there where you're at the end. You make a full relaxation of the dantian through the legs, of course. You know the drill, to the feet, to the palms, to the top of the head. But there is no stop. So there, breathe in. Now it's reverse. The breathing in is relatively long and the breathing out moment just short. Just a gentle movement and relax. So this series consists of two parts. The power build-up, where you can imagine yourself standing inside a balloon, but that balloon has to be filled up. And that's the first type of exercise where we went through this. You're filling up the contents of the balloon, if you like. Then you're going to use it for health purposes, for martial purposes, as you like. And then you get to this series. Let's go through all of them. Oh, I forgot one thing. There is a typical thing in the position, because if we stand like this, as we have done up to now, then actually the qi disperses, and well, we want it to sink and connect to the earth, but we do not want to lose it. So when we throw out the arm like so, we actually envelop the palm. You do not clench your fist, not too tight, but just the palm is open, but you envelop the palm. So if you throw the arm out like a punch, you do not lose your energy. The same we have to do with the feet. And how do you do that? Well, you stand more or less shoulder width, maybe even a bit more narrow. And then one leg on the heel, you turn inward, not the foot, but from the hip, there. Then the other foot. And you just sink. So the legs, the upper legs, fold against one another. And you could actually just relax because you can't fall any lower because the one leg blocks the other leg. Now this is a relatively unstable position. Why? Because the foot has a certain length. And when you turn the foot inward, you get less length. And they found a trick for that. So you stand in a narrow position, just where it's relaxed. It shouldn't feel forced. Turn one leg inward, the other leg inward. And then you slide one leg, as you prefer, left or right. You slide it relatively forward. So notice how one foot points against the knuckles of the other foot. And I'm making more or less a type of T shape with my feet. Then I sit down. And now you soften the back, soften the neck, round the position. And now you won't lose qi through the legs. So we move up, like so, down, out. Relax the first. There you go. Use your breath. If you can go slow, you can build up your breath per movement. If you go faster, then it becomes one outtake. Breathe in. Relax. The next one. 1, 2, 3. Center. 1, open the pipe. 2, relax the tension of the field. One side empty, one side full. Open up. Relative tension over the back, release the tension. One side empty, one side full of the balloon. Like so. Relax. Combination. 1, 2, wade and lift and throw out. 1, 2, rise and rotate. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And center. Move up. Just relax your breathing. Allow it to go as it wants to go. There is your breathing out. No actual stop. A very short breathing out. A longer breathing in. Side view. chest and center. Open up. In, left hand over the right hand. Out. Let go. Open up. Overstretch. Go to the center, thumbs inside the loose fist. Chest slightly forward, push out your eyes. And that was it.